Myself, Sunil R Nair, and here basically we are discussing about that topic basically, which is about the World Bank. Basically, that World Bank basically person who basically was telling that I will resign the job basically, and if basically I will not able to find this issue. Then basically he literally told that he reached to human resource, then basically he reached to the energy, then basically he reached to process, then he reached to set of age level process. That means 200 years people, 300 years people, 400 years people. That all basically people do the first process. Then basically these all people basically. Then he reached to the political people basically do the process. These all are basically tasks. For example, Swaminarayan God basically he basically is doing the level of the according to the level of his task basically. Then Pramukh Swami basically he basically is doing the level of task. So like this basically the according to the age level basically they are doing the set of task. Then Netaji Subhas Bose he basically do the task because his age basically mostly might be 200 year. So he basically his body basically I'm telling his body basically might be 200-year old. So he basically do it the task according to his age basically. So like this basically each and every people do their task basically. They basically do according to the past because they say that basically their blood group basically are connected with set of blood group. There are 20 types of blood groups, 22 types of their blood data basically are connected with that 22 blood groups. So basically, if the person basically who's basically so basically one person told that basically which blood group the basically Swaminarayan group might be containing, Swaminarayan God might be containing, which group basically the blood group basically the Pramukh Swami God might be containing. This was basically literally asked the question basically. Then basically they told that basically there might be basically that basically then basically he told that basically who decides basically that basically question. Then basically he told that basically whenever basically birth happens at that time only basically they decides. But here basically the birth has happened many times. Then basically who decides? That basically question basically was literally very great question basically he asked. It's like this basically then one person told that basically do you know basically the universe group only basically give the birth. The universe group basically only gives the blood. Then basically he told that basically the doctors basically don't do the operation and then basically they takes the birth. That is also there basically the but the real birth basically that basically happens on the name of universe only. Basically. They only decides basically which child is supposed to get out and which child is not supposed to get out. So that is also basically one of the task basically. So that task basically is of doctors. So like this basically doctors basically also have the task. Like for example, one person told that basically, do you know basically this CRM software basically uh, developed this vegetable? Yeah, basically I know, but you do you know that basically when you eat the vegetable basically, then that is basically for all the blood groups, right? Yeah. So, but few people basically feel if they eat that particular vegetables, then basically they get a disease. Basically. That disease basically that disease sometimes basically gets automatically gets medicine, and that disease sometimes basically you have to go to the doctors and then basically then only basically they give you the medicine. Then he told that basically yes, basically this and that, but the medicine is available, right? Reason because when the CRM software was created that time basically uh, each and every data was basically checked. Then he told that what actually that means vegetable also have data. Then he basically told that do you know basically when the CRM system was created that time basically the IITs, IIM and the nuclear power group basically they told that basically this many data basically were required. Data means basically you can say energies basically you can say energy is equal to blood cells and blood cells equal to set of planets. So they told that basically these all data planets basically that are universal level tasks. When the energy is coming inside the Earth planet, that means it's tested and basically that is need to adjust in the environment. So like this, they told that basically like this when this data basically was preparing by the IITs, IIMs, and the Oxford University group and the Harvard University group. Basically, when they were preparing the CRM vegetable data, this CRM vegetable, this basically this type of task only basically big level companies only do. Small level companies basically might not have ever heard about this also basically. So like this basically the data basically are prepared, and like this they told that basically we required the around 7 to 8 lakh data, and these all are the blood data basically which we require. So like this basically IITs, IIMs, Oxford, Harvard basically their group basically says that we basically have this data. So literally basically they say that basically we have prepared this data, we have prepared this data. That basically was dangerous answer basically given. They says that basically we have prepared the data, we have done the hard work. So basically you can take this data basically. You can take this data means you can use this data basically. We can't give that data basically. So they told that basically we can give you the roadmap of that particular data uh, from the nuclear power company and from the power company. We can give you the access of that particular data, then basically you can use that data. So CRM company told that basically that's okay, that's fine for us. Basically we can, if we get the just access basically, that we just need the data basically, that's all basically. We don't need anything else basically from their body, from that body. We don't need body parts, everything. We don't need that all thing. Then they told that basically we just need the data from their body parts. Sorry, from body. So like this, basically, they told that basically IITs and IIMs and Oxford and Harvard, basically, they groups basically prepares the data and they basically gives the permission. So like this, basically, the nuclear power company basically and the power company was informed that basically these all are the data basically which basically you have to access the data from this particular location. For that, basically, they have given you the road. They this is the roadmap which they have given you. So like this, the data roadmap basically was given, and then the data was prepared, and like this, basically the data was given to the nuclear and power company, and like this, basically they taken the data. They basically taken the data from the energy companies and the power company. Like this, basically the IITs and basically they group told that basically have you prepared the data, and then basically data is taken basically. Then they told that basically for this particular period basically you can access this data, and then basically after that basically the data will be, you can use this data up to this level basically, up to this time basically. Then they basically told that okay, basically that's okay for us. Basically we just need the data and basically that's enough for us. So like this, basically they told that I'm talking about that data basically. Then they told that basically individual data basically, yes, basically individual data. So when the individual data basically comes, then basically according to the individual data, basically the vegetables basically are prepared. Basically, and then basically when the particular vegetables are consumed by the certain level of groups, that time basically that data basically which was given by the IITs, IM, that data get merged into that particular each and every human people's data, and then basically the energy prepares. Then the energy is basically prepared. So according to that, basically they say that basically according to that, basically the disease gets generates, and according to that, basically medicine is also prepared. That means they want to say that 800 crore people basically, which contains the types of blood groups and the types of blood data basically, that each and everything basically are tested by this vegetable filter. Then they told that basically it's not so easy basically to prepare the data, prepare the CRM project, and which is which basically should generate, which is basically generating vegetables. So it's not so easy basically. Only basically the millionaire company basically can do this, because expense basically is more than 1 lakh crore. Total overall expense is basically up to that. But they told that basically 1 lakh crore basically we can get that 1 lakh crore within few months basically. Then he told that basically yes, you are correct. You are correct. Basically. So basically they told that basically it's the business is very tough basically. Business is very tough basically, and for the business basically if he is spending 1 lakh crore, then basically you can just imagine up to the level of the government are also basically involved in this. Then he told us basically yes, basically you are correct. Yeah. Government is also basically involved perfectly. So like this, basically, you told that basically, do you have the list of each and every basically the resource, each and every human needs which was created on the base of the set of software companies? Then he told that yes, basically we have the software also basically, and the energy company have the data also basically, According to that data, basically they can they basically for that basically if you want this type of information, then basically you can have the big level universities basically who basically say that we basically sells the data. We just give the access of the road map because we have the road map of each and every people. We have the roadmap of each and every people. So like this, basically, IITs, IIM basically got the authority of each and every human's basically data. So that was basically very strange. Basically, who basically then basically the one of the people basically connected to the Oxford University, Harvard University, IITs and IIM. Basically, they told that basically why you have given the authority to these people basically. Then they told that basically they are basically up to that level basically. They have reached up to that level basically, and they told that basically we have reached up to that level and we can take care of this all data basically. That's why basically we have given the authority basically to authority of each and every roadmap basically. They just have a roadmap of the data basically. They can't do anything. They just have the roadmap of each and every data basically. They can't access the roadmap, right? This roadmap basically access is basically only basically done by the power company, nuclear power company, and the mobile company and the laptops company. This only basically company can do. And these people basically mobile company and the laptop company and the computer company are very rich people basically. They will never do the. They will basically never do the negative task basically. But if they are doing the negative task, then basically there might be some reason and they might have got the approval from the government. Then only basically they might be doing. They might have got the full approval from the government. That basically you can do it. And they basically keeps the approval mail also basically yes basically you have approved it. Because they are very professional group basically. They keeps it because the mobile company basically the mobile SIM providers, then the laptop providers and then the internet providers. They basically keeps each and everything basically. Just see basically you have given the approval. You have given the approval. So that's why only basically we are accessing the data of that particular person. Like this basically the he connected to chain of IITs, IIMs, and MBAs and Oxford University and Harvard groups basically that they have got the approval mail from the certain groups and is like this basically he told that basically let me connect to these all people basically how many groups IITs, IIMs and the Oxford and the Harvard groups basically have got the authority to access the each and every laptops to mobiles to the house to the each and every data basically. Let me basically check basically how many people have got the data. Like this basically collected the data from the 1500 crore computers and like this basically got the information that these many people are the who got the data. Then basically connected with their computers, then their mobiles, their laptops, and they basically found they basically compared this report with their laptops and computers basically. Then basically they basically told that basically no, this report is not matching to that also. That report is not matching to that also. Then he basically, as per basically he was collecting the each and every task. Then basically he was tick marking the because he got the 3 lakh tasks basically. That these all are the 3 lakh tasks basically from where basically the attack might have happened to that particular body blood cells. Due to that, basically body blood cells got attacked. According to his body blood cells was generated. According to that, basically he basically given the body data, sorry, energy data of his body to that particular blood group, and that blood group person basically has accessed that blood group's data, that blood cells data of that basically in that basically 150 crore data basically in this 150 crore this data was also there, and they basically literally remove that this data. So like this, basically they told that basically few people say that we literally kill the person. Basically, we basically say that we find the permanent solution. One person told that basically, do you have the permanent solution that this thing is happening? Like this, told that basically, can we have some permanent solution? Then he told that we will do one thing, we will kill him basically. Like this basically somebody told that basically can we end his generation basically, then basically it will be good long term process, long term plan basically, and the long term basically solution will be we can give the long term solution we can give a permanent long term solution to that particular group basically. Then he told, yeah, basically that would, but for that basically we require the mail and the permission from the big businessman basically. Then he told that basically, yeah, basically we can't get the approval from the big businessman basically, big businessmen also, big businessmen, governments, and Congress people says that basically we created Congress, sorry, we created Samajwadi Party, BJP, like this. Basically, we have created lots of people. Basically, we never gets in front of the thing. Basically, then basically they told that basically that the World Bank basically connected to this. Then he connected to IITs, IIMs basically, and each and every computer basically. He told that basically there are around 1.5 crore basically computers which basically are connected with the IITs, IIMs, Oxford groups, Harvard groups, and the each and every people basically who got the authority from the concerned person, and basically he can they basically have the roadmap of the each and every that they basically have the roadmap of that particular person basically. From that basically from their roadmap basically they can access the bodies each and every parts basically. Like this basically they were accessing the each and every body parts, and then like this URM they were not accessing actually the software company basically was accessing. And the software company told that basically we have basically got the authority and the each and every um, permission from the IIT Science and the Harvard and the Oxford group basically. They have basically the access of this particular region every roadmap. From that basically we have taken the data for this particular vegetable creations. So like this basically we were preparing the vegetable creation. Like this basically he told that basically we have checked this also, but here also basically we were not able to find the this report matching data. So next part basically we are going to see a little bit more about other task and process and other thing basically.